Hi friends. Today I wanted to talk about committing to what you say, especially if you had no ill intent and meant good for what you said. What made me kind of think about this topic was because I had previously proposed to my team members and managers that I felt that there could be improvement in regards to the communication and team bonding within the group. And that I wanted to do a hearing within the group to kind of not only learn about the roles and responsibilities of everyone and how the group kind of interacts within the work scope, but also I wanted to kind of find ways to improve the communication and find gaps where there may not be enough information being shared or something like that, and uh, improve the team. That was kind of my proposal, to put it very simply. But I guess some people kind of were not happy uh, with my statement, or probably the way I presented it, because of course it seemed like I was kind of stating that there were issues. And to some extent, I guess I was, but it was more in a hypothesis sense, so that I could create a reason to initiate the hearing in the first place. But I think that kind of created some tensions, and I ended up having a one-on-one meeting with an individual, and I think they just wanted to know uh, what I was thinking and what I meant by there could be improvements in regards to both communication and the team bonding within the group. Um, and I guess when I first entered and got asked that question, I felt like I had two options. One was to kind of back out on my statement a little bit and just apologize. And the other one was to just follow through with it, but kind of figure out a way to get them to understand that I didn't mean any ill intent. And I don't think they thought I had ill intent. I think honestly it was just probably kind of wanting to understand me, or they've just never really knew how to deal with people who are so direct. And because of my unique position, it's kind of hard to, I guess, yell at me for saying something in a way that usually would have been probably inappropriate within that uh, within the culture, especially as someone who just joined and is younger. But because of my position, they couldn't do that. So then they just had to mull over it, and then either just, yeah, they decided that they wanted to just talk it out and ask me what the problem was. And I'm grateful that they decided to do that with me one on one. And so I I felt that I should kind of respect that too, and not back out on what I had initially said. Not that I wasn't going to give up on it or anything. I just, sometimes it's about timing and needing to establish better communication to get people to understand me more, so that I could explain to them in a way that they would understand what I'm trying to get across. But this time I decided that I wouldn't back out, and I would commit and try to convince them that I did not mean any disrespect or ill intent. And so I kind of approached the conversation in a way that I let them know that what I said in regards to how I felt there was a lack of communication and team orientedness within the group was based off of my own personal past experiences that have established within me what it means to have good communication or to have a group that's very team oriented. And so all I can do as a human being, as a person, is to compare what I see to my own personal experiences. And in that sense, I feel that what I currently saw compared to what I feel like I know what communication and team is, uh, there seemed to be a deficiency uh, within my current group. And so, and then I connected that to the purpose of my initial, little project where I wanted to do a hearing and talk to everyone. And so I wanted to let them know that, I feel that there's a deficiency, but technically that's just a hypothesis based off of my own experience. And that's why I want to do the hearing so that I could gather the actual facts. And in the end, I may be wrong. And maybe it's just that uh, my personal experiences, which have defined what communication is, doesn't really translate within the culture here. And if that's a conclusion, that's fine. But to do that, I still need to kind of do the hearing to figure that out and understand it better. And so I kind of tried to explain it in that way, where it's kind of that's how we humans, I guess, compare things. We can only compare based off of what we know. And so what we say is opinion based, and it doesn't always have to come from a negative, ill intent place. In which case, for me, it wasn't coming from there. And I think another thing is that the individuals who may have been a little hurt by my statement may have had a little bias in regards to people being straightforward about seeing issues, because they were experiencing it through other people within the office who would kind of broadcast all the issues they see and experience, and they have negative view towards that individual too. So when they hear blunt statements, they kind of associate it with this other performance of it, where it's kind of said or it's interpreted with ill intent. I think the issue is just the communication is very bad on the other person's part. I guess I'm saying too many pronouns now, and it's getting confusing, this whole story. I apologize, but the point is that I ended up being straight with the person and explaining it to them in a way that hopefully got them to understand I didn't mean any ill intent. And I think they understood. I don't know to what extent they understood, but they understood, and they actually kind of gave me a positive comment afterwards, saying that they're looking forward and depending on me to bring about positive changes. So that made me happy with that situation. And that meeting could have gone many different ways. It was very kind of tense when we first entered the room, so I was really happy with the result. But yeah, that experience kind of made me feel like it's good to kind of commit with what you say sometimes. Even if you feel that there may be a risk that the audience isn't ready yet, as long as you really focus and truly mean what you say in a positive light, and you keep trying and trying, it I guess it comes across sometimes. So yeah, I was happy with that. Anyways, that was my thoughts for the day. Thanks for listening. Cheers.